Hey guys, I messed up yesterday at the end of the live. I meant to show y'all an update on the Gina K magnetic platform and just was so excited with everything that was going on with, the playing and so I forgot. My apologies. Anyway, I've had people ask me if the Gina K magnetic platform will work with other machines. If you missed my original unboxing, let me move this to the side. Gina K recently released this magnetic platform. Do you see that solid magnet goodness? And then with that is a cutting mat that also has a solid sheet magnet on the back. So that when you put those together, they just suck together. Awesome. It also means that because of the thickness of that cutting mat, by adding that extra magnet, you've still got all kinds of grip for your die cutting. Now, if I take, and then there's one clear cutting plate that goes on top. Can I talk this morning? I've had about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of coffee, not quite enough yet. So I thought, well, let's find out if it'll work in the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. And as you can tell, it just slides right through, right? So I did some playing. I got out my magic mats from scrapbook.com and some more cutting plates. I thought, well, maybe if I put another cutting plate on top, that was too thick. The magic mats, one by itself was not enough. Two was, that wasn't going to go. So, if you have the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine, this is a thin die adapter that comes with your machine. Let me show you, when you add that, how easily you can die cut. Now, I've been busy die cutting. I've been busy. I have die cut intricate dies, outline dies, and things in between. And I also took time last night after my live and I made 3 cards out of some of the backgrounds that were created. And I did the die cutting for the sentiments on those. I'll show those to you here in just a second. So we're going to put her cutting plate, which is the B plate, on top. And we're going to put the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss die adapter. And I'm going to try to make real sure I've got a lot of this in the camera for you. And I'm going to go slow so that you can see it's not too tight. It's firm. It is not too tight. Did it cut? Now, still need to be able to lift that up off of there. There we go. Looky there. Everything got die cut right out. Let me poke this stuff out. Love this little flower. These were the dies that Stampin' Up! Discontinued from the Thoughtful Expressions. I'm not getting rid of mine. I love that whole set. Still makes no sense to me why they would retire the dies and keep the stamp set, but anyway. I can get that out of there. Come on. There we go. I love that. I love that flower. All right, so we've got that. Obviously, the outline die was flawless. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this over to the side, show y'all the cards. If you missed the live, please go back and watch it. But we did several backgrounds with alcohol pearl inks. And so I took some of those backgrounds. That's a technique, that's a lift ink technique that we did in yesterday's video. And made that into a card. And yes, that's a Stampin' Up! Stamp set that I use for the sentiments. And yes, I die cut like you just saw me do. I die cut the sentiments. Here was one where once the ink was lifted, I took the residual ink and stamped it down. Again, die cut that sentiment. And then from Stampin' Up's postage dies, if you want to know how all that gold and everything got in there, you'll just have to go back and watch that video. Now, I will tell you, for people who did watch the live, the Hero Arts Intense Black ink that I used didn't really want to dry even with a heat tool. I did go back in after the video and I put clear embossing powder and heat set it. And then I knew I was good to go. But that was on me because I didn't have any straight up archival inks to effectively do that technique correctly. But it was just a bump in the road. It was fine. Heat emboss it was clear. Good to go, right? Alright guys, I hope this helps some of you who might have been on the fence. And I've had people ask me, will it work with the Spellbinders machine? I don't have the Spellbinders machine. However, I will tell you the Spellbinder machine and the Stampin' Up Cut and Emboss machine, the sandwiches are pretty much identical. Like if you gave me a Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine, no owner's manual, no anything, I could still just get right to going with it, with embossing folders, with die cutting. I wouldn't need to know their instructions out of their manual. They're that similar. Does that mean that Spellbinders makes Stampin' Up machine or that Stampin' Up makes the Spellbinders machine? No, it doesn't. Let me tell you, you've only got certain manufacturers here in the U.S. and abroad that make machines for different companies. And different companies put their own design elements and things in it. Now, is Spellbinders cutting plates and platform, all that, is it exactly the same as Stampin' Up? I don't know. I don't have one of the machines. If I had one, I would have tested it out and said, yep, even with a Spellbinders machine, you would be good to go. I don't know. So if somebody out there has got a Stampin' Up machine and a Spellbinders die cut machine, leave me a comment below. Are the platforms the exact same thickness? Are the cutting plates the exact same thickness, etc., etc.? And if anybody has got both machines and they end up ordering the Gina K magnetic platform, let me know what you find out, because guys, I can't afford to order a Platinum 6 just to see if it will work with the Gina K magnetic platform. I just can't do that. Now, let me tell you about a couple of downsides, because I believe in being totally transparent. Yeah, and I've got these little bits here. I'm just going to rake them in the floor. It's Saturday. I've got a vacuum anyway. Okay. Now, Gina K was very upfront. This is a cutting mat, and eventually it will wear out. Eventually it will have to be replaced. And she is going to have these available to order individually on her website. In other words, you don't have to rebuy the magnetic platform. Just this part, when eventually, yes, it does have to be replaced. Guys, we are never, ever going to have a die cut and emboss machine that doesn't have something that will need to be replaced, whether it's the clear cutting plates, cutting mats, doesn't matter. Things will need to be replaced. To me, that's not a deal breaker. I am still using my original cutting mat from her that came with the Intracut. Still going strong. I still see that I have a few more months of it before I would need to replace it. Now, this comes with the Stampin' Up Cut and Emboss machine. You cannot buy it separately. And let me tell you from past experience, I've had to replace this. This is my second one since I had this machine. And I can't go on the Stampin' Up website and just order this replacement. I have to order this along with the platform. And all you have to do is go on their website, or if you have one of their catalogs. I don't even think it's in the catalog. I think it's online exclusives, maybe. It's been a while. And that's kind of a chunky way to replace this. That's an expensive way to replace this, honestly. I didn't need another platform. My platform was fine. All I needed was this. So if you're watching this and you're a demo for Stampin' Up or a customer of Stampin' Up, doesn't matter. Start bugging Stampin' Up. Hey, why are we having to buy the whole platform when all we need is that number 2 shim adapter? So anyway, onward and upward. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video. I hope you enjoyed this update. I always love to find ways to stretch my supplies so that I can pass that on to you. And so if you've got a Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine, yes, you absolutely can adapt it to use it with Stampin' Up's machine if you use that number 2. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'm a little scatterbrained this morning. Sorry about that. I've got so many irons in the fire, but I did want to get this done and get it uploaded to you. You guys continue to have a blessed rest of your weekend. Know you are loved. Please be safe. God is good all the time. Bye.